Thank you for watching this, and we are excited about having services together tomorrow. I apologize for this video. We were going to send it out on Thursday, but due to things beyond my control, we weren't able to produce that video until this afternoon, Saturday. It's just right afternoon. But I am looking forward to having services tomorrow. So what I want to do is just kind of give you an idea of what to expect tomorrow. All right, just sort of a highlight the day a little bit, with especially in light of all the virus and even though the order is lifted, I know that there's concern still about the virus and safety. So we want to be safe. And first and foremost, first and foremost, we want to honor the Lord. But as we honor the Lord in this, we want to honor the Lord in our safety. So when we look at this, there's a couple of things I want to remind you of and let you know of. One is that when you come in, if you're in with your family, feel free to sit with your family. If you're already socializing with some friends already in your network, feel free to sit with them and such. But if it's people who are out of your network already, please, when you come in, have some spacing. Don't just come in and just sit next to someone. Unless capacity tells us otherwise, this is all of the pews full, which would be marvelous. But I know, especially in the summer, that's not normally the case. So there will be plenty of room to spread out. Of course, we have the balcony. Feel free to sit in the balcony if you're able to get up there. All right. So when you come tomorrow, feel free to greet. I know that we're going to talk about that in a minute. But when you come in and you sit down, please give people space. Whether you're concerned about it or not, just take other people into consideration. This falls under the category of with Paul, when he talked about, not eating meat that is sacrificed to idols. Paul doesn't care. He can eat the meat sacrificed to idols. But if someone else there has a conscience about it, Paul said, I'm not going to eat the meat. We want to do the same thing with the virus. If you're not conscious about it, that's okay. But let's be concerned about others who are. Right? Now, the second thing is, just because we're having services tomorrow and we're able to meet tomorrow and we're opening up the church to meet tomorrow, if you're not ready to come to service, if you're part of our church already and you're not ready, I don't want you to feel guilty. I don't want you to feel pressured to be here tomorrow. I know it's going to take, for some, it'll be a transition, especially if you're in that risk area. Feel free to take your time in coming back to services, but still listen to our services online. Okay. Now, the service that we're going to have tomorrow is at 10 o'clock. When we normally have our Sunday school, that's when the choir is going to meet. So if you're part of the choir, please come in. If you want to be part of the choir, if you can sing, please come in at 10. Remember, we're still trying to build towards Easter. All right, and have our Easter service. So keep that in mind. 10 o'clock if you have the ability to sing or want to be able to sing here at the church, 10 o'clock tomorrow. At 11 o'clock will be our regular service. For the most part, the service is going to run like we normally have a regular service, with the exception of people sitting apart. And then also with the greeting. We're not going to have a song of greeting like we normally do. We'll just stand in place, turn around, and maybe do a virtual handshake or a virtual wave and just encourage one another that way. All right? So be prepared for that. It might be a little bit of change. I know we're anxious to hug and meet and shake hands and be affectionate one to another in Christian love. But tomorrow we're not going to do that, all right? And that leads me to, when you come in tomorrow as well, just be concerned with others and respect their space. Second of all, with that greeting, make sure you sanitize. We'll have sanitizers out. Make sure that you do sanitize your hands and be clean and be not weary, but be aware of the need to sanitize tomorrow, okay? And that'll help with others. Also, we will be having nursery tomorrow, and we're thankful for the volunteers. We're going to pay tomorrow folks to do that, and to just encourage them. That first Sunday back and being in the nursery is not, ideal situation for some, especially since it's been so long. So I appreciate those who are volunteering, and so we want to help them out that way and with a significant amount. So there will be a nursery tomorrow at the 11 o'clock service. So we're going to have a regular service. We're going to have distancing. We're going to be careful about how we interact with each other physically. And then we're going to sanitize. And then lastly, is that we're not going to have an evening service, all right? We're not even going to record an evening service. What we'll do is we'll give you a link to a service that we recorded like a year ago or so. Maybe something you missed, whether it be in the morning or the evening. So if you see that I'm interacting with people, it is an older service. It's not, you didn't miss anything. All right, so keep that in mind. So when you watch that Sunday night link, and if you do that, then and there's people here and interacting, that's an older video. The gospel's truth is still the same. It'll still be relevant and be a help to you, but I don't want you to think that you missed anything if people are here or that you didn't get the memo or the email or the text message or however you communicate about a Sunday service. You haven't missed anything that way. And we're going to continue to have that choir at 10, worship service at 11. Sometimes we'll record an evening service, but this week we won't. And we're going to just continue that for the rest of the month. We're not going to be picking up any bus kids. We're not going to have any Sunday school classes. We're not going to have junior church. We're not going to have any of that. So keep that in mind. If you bring your kids, they're going to sit with you, and I won't be lengthy. I know that especially if there's a lot of kids in here, their attention span is very brief. So I will not be lengthy. I'm going to cut my message a little shorter tomorrow, if the Lord wills. That's the plan anyway. We always follow the Spirit of the Lord, of course, and Christ. We want to honor Him first. But that's the gist of what's going on. And I'm sure there might be some issues that we'll run into that we'll solve and we fix. But please come with a cheerful attitude tomorrow. We get to worship the Lord collectively, and it will be exciting. So hope to see you tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then when you are able to come, then we will be excited to see you then. All right. Until tomorrow, God bless you, and be blessed this afternoon.